then we can now move over to the expense tracker. So this is the one that has been filled out thus far. The reason why this is sticking around is because we still have that Target purchase or portion of this that goes towards our May budget or our May bill itself. So I keep it around until I put the dot and then we move it on. But let's talk about what really happened. Okay. So couple of things happened. I went and got my hair did. I left a tip. So that's coming out of my sinking funds. And so we might as well color this in. Let me get my little cheating sheet here. So for sinking funds, it's blue. And the person who do my hair, she has gone up. And then I went to a car wash. Now, this is a funny story, is that I went because I wanted to get the inside of my car detailed, okay? I was under the impression that they do it day of, meaning that if any time of day I can come. They're like, nah, you're going to have to bring it early, ma'am, and leave it here. I'm like, I asked the girl that. I thought you had some kind of like steam, dry situation. And they said no. So I was just going to back out of there. But somebody didn't pull behind me. And then I didn't want to cause a ruckus and be like, hey, can you tell the person behind me to move so I can move back? Because I'm not going to get a car wash. She's just going to be dirty on the outside and the inside because she just got a wash a couple days ago. And I can't help it if pollen is attracted to her. And it's just over with. But I got stuck and I ended up just doing a thorough monthly wash. And so, yeah, so she'll get her little $7 washes because she got this wash with a good inside situation. And I learned something about it's some spots on the plastic where my odometer is at. And I had tried to rub it out, didn't go out. So I asked them and they tried the same. It didn't. It's there. It's permanent. All right. So we're done with the unbudgeted. It's a couple of reasons, a couple of things is going on that I'm just trying to get this over with. One is that I have to start a new nighttime medications with the S. So I don't want to take it too late. Two is I have to take some Motrin because I accidentally dropped the weight on my foot today. And it was fine and I continue to work out, but this bad boy is swelling. So I need to take the ibuprofen, I need to soak my feet in Epsom salt, and I need to rest. So we're going to move it, okay? So I finna say this is the envelope system, but this is the bills. So of course we have stars and then we have the internet, and we did see that when I checked that off. So that hit that account. And then the rest of these are unbudgeted, okay? I needed to redo the storage trunk where I hold like our mementos. Is that how you say it? Is it mementos? I don't know the word. But, you know, the things from, like, just over the years we accumulated, like, from when I was a child, when Papa was a child, like, different awards and stuff like that, pictures, cards. So I needed to get a new storage. The Mad Boys, I didn't have the storage trunk. My mom bought it for me when I joined the military, and that was, like, 20 years ago. And so, yeah, I didn't have it that long, and it didn't travel with me to one other state, and about 3 or 4 times to different places. And so, yeah, the bottom had been falling out. So I had been very reluctant to move it. But I said, hey, let me get a new one. My mom, when she bought it, was $40. But they all are ranging from $99 and up, okay? And they're not in the store. They want me to ship it. So I ended up just finding an alternate for this. And so that required me to redo and go through what's in there. And I found there was a lot of paper I was holding on to that just needed to be trashed. And I really narrowed it down. But I needed to go to the Dollar Tree to purchase what I decided to do for like awards and stuff. Put them in sheet protectors and put them in a binder. Yes. And so also I had bought like one of those little book storage things, but it was a little bit too high, so I just cut it off. But I used that to put like little things in, like I got like a presidential volunteer award before, like a pen. I got 2 of those, and what do you call it? Medals, things like that. I put that in there so it can be easy to grab if needed, but I don't think we'll need it. And then some photo albums, which I did purchase 4 of them. It's not enough. So I'm just going to go actually look for a larger one to put them all in. I don't need multiple ones. Everybody can go in the same photo album. But yeah, that's why I ended up going to Dollar Tree, because I didn't plan to do that, but I did it. Additionally, I wanted a safe to put like our personal stuff in, like Social Security cards and birth certificates and XYZ. But I didn't see there was enough space. Okay, so they did have a document one, and I was like, okay, that's all, because all it needs to go in there, document. So I went to Lowe's and purchased that. And then these two is old, okay? These are old purchases that forgot to be accounted up here. I don't know how I missed it. And then I was like, who went to Panera? Who went to Chick-fil-A? Like, I was like, did I do this? Yeah, girl, you know you went to Panera. And you know you went to Chick-fil-A because you weren't going grocery shopping. So I had forgot to account for that up here. And so that's what made this kind of off. But yeah, I got to account for it now. So I have accounted for it. And that is that. So we need to make payments. But I just realized that I think I had left. I did. Be right back. Okay, so I forgot I would need some extra sheets here. So I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to put this here because we didn't see it. And move this to the side too because I'm going to need that space. So let's talk about for week 1, the unbudgeted portion, okay? So we have Dollar Tree, Lowe's, Panera, and Chick-fil-A. So that is $53.76. Seeking funds is $64 and $22.42. So that is $86.42. There was nothing on the envelope system because, like I said, I wasn't using cards. I was using the Discover card, which has the envelope system in. Yeah, so we have nothing there. And now I feel like I'm going to stick to using the credit card versus on my Discover, because, which is the debit card, because it just, I feel like this, like the credit card just tracks it a little better. And yeah, it just, I feel more confident because I'm able to move the money and then classify it. When I'm doing those little bitty purchases, they start to add up. They add up so much, the balance is 0. So yeah, we're going to go back to this, like using the credit card going forward. So bills, we had 2, that was Stars, and then we had the internet at $38.37. So that's $47.99, and we didn't have any fees. Okay, so when we left off was $127. So I just want to make sure when I add these totals up, it equals what the balance is, which it does say $315.17. So we're good to go with that. Just have to make sure. And then now we got to talk about actually making payments. So today's day is the 28th. And so we're going to pay 86, let me see, hair, and we're going to do the $86.42. I'm actually going to pay that out of my SoFi account. It just makes it easier. It all comes from one, and then even though they're not both in the same area. And then we're going to, this is a payment, and it doesn't add any points. Oh, that was another thing. The points are off because of the missing transactions, but we're fine with that. Then we're going to also do $428, and then we're going to actually do for the bills at $47.99. And this comes from our expense account. And that's the payment, and it don't add points. So $315.17 minus $86.42. That's $228.75 minus $47.99. So that leaves me with $180.76. So let's take a little peek. We know that $75.94 comes from that week. Well, I'm gonna say a week before, the budget before. That's gonna get paid. And then we had $53.76 from this check-in. So let's just make sure, let's put a dot on everything that's going to get paid right now. So I have received the funds for this. So, I have received the funds for that. Let me back it back up. I'm glad I said that. So $18.34 and $18.34. So $36.68. So I do have to, make two payments from the same thing. $36.68, and this is gonna come from SoFi because it comes from my side gigs. So let's do $180.76 minus $36.68. I'm so glad that I went back through. Okay, so now that should be good. $75.94. Then we have the $53.76. That leaves me with $14.38. Where's the $14.38? Oh, I think it's come from here. It's actually $14.50. But we had that no, because I was able to do that. We're gonna pause. We're gonna pause and we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna pause and bring it back. Okay, so it definitely just took me putting the dots there. Sometimes I forget it, but it was important. So let's do this. $144.08. We're gonna minus the unbudgeted from this week, which was $53.76. Then we know that we have the $75.94 from the transaction sheet from before. It was an unbudgeted transaction. And so that leaves us, did I do that right? $144.08 minus $53.76 minus $75.94. So that leaves me with $14.38. That's where we're at. So then we still have the fee here. So that's $2.45 and $11.93. So yeah, so that should be right. So this fee itself, that's going to disappear and all of that above it when I make the May budget. And I think we can scroll back to, let's go ahead and let's see. For credit card number 1, we said 102. So I would check that number because that could be off based on the fact that we still, let's see. Yeah, that can be off. 144.08 minus 102, that leaves $42.08. So that makes that I'm putting more, which I should. Maybe I should keep that. I budgeted, maybe I should keep it. We will see. We will see. Okay. So let's get back to here so we can check in on this portion here. So for me, myself, and I, we need to notate that we went to get our hair done, which was $64. And that is for my hair. And that is me, myself, and I. So that's, and then we have for Savannah, let's do the $22. And that is just a car wash. And that's Savannah. Let's make sure I'm accounting for it all. Savannah, car wash. Yeah. And then hair. All right. So for me, myself, and I, we made a deposit of $100. So let's do that. So that was 100. For Savannah, it was 50. The Sandlot was 25. And we already know we're not going to deposit anything here. nor are we going to spend from there. So we can put 0 right there. So then for me, myself, and I, we spent from here, it shows $64. Then for Savannah, it shows we went to the car wash, which was $11, and $22, which is $33. And then we haven't spent anything out of Sandlot. And let me go back to here. And let's just do sinking funds, so I know that's where that's coming from. And yeah, that's where we at. That's where we at with this. So this is my check-in. It was a little rough here, but we got through it. We got through it. All right. I don't know. Well, I'll probably come back in next week, but it won't be as much because, as we know, it's no money there. So since it's no money there, shouldn't have too much to talk about. But I may come on just to show y'all exactly what I did to stretch myself out to the next week. Now, just so you understand, I don't have, like, I'm not broke. There's money to use. I just want to stay within a budget that I set for myself. And sometimes it just don't work that way. Sometimes we have to pull from other areas. As long as I'm not shorting myself in the area of where I want to grow, I'm okay with that. So we're good in the hood. So in the meantime, in between time,